I found a new gaming distro. It's called Bazzite. At least that's how I hope it's pronounced. It is on GitHub. It doesn't have an official web page yet. I seen it over on, can't remember its name or his channel's name. And it was a couple weeks back, and this the YouTuber that has a channel that I can't remember the name of, I'll probably put it in the down below on the screen when I can remember it during editing. He had a older system that had an Nvidia card in it and wanted a game. Okay. Want to set up like a gaming console. Bazzite supports AMD, Intel, and Nvidia. And it's based on Fedora's UBlue, or Universal Blue, custom operating system images based on Fedora. About and features, Bazzite is an OCI image, which means Open Container Initiative. The Open Container Initiative is an open governance structure for the express purpose of creating open industry standards around container formats and runtimes. If you want to know more on that, go to opencontainers.org. All right, let's go back to Universal Blue. Universal Blue, this is a collection of container images using Fedora support for OCI/Docker containers as a transport and delivery mechanism for operating system content. That's nerd speak for the ultimate Linux client and the reliability of a Chromebook, but with the flexibility and power of a traditional Linux desktop. At long last, we've ascended. Huh, okay. I've never really been into this. I've heard about it, seen it. Basically, it is also an immutable system, if I remember correctly. But immutable is a loose term. You can still change the base operating system, the root file system, and all that stuff, but you got to jump through a couple extra hoops to do it. Basically, what it does is it leaves the root file system in read-only mode, which means you can't change it unless you jump through those hoops to change it. Basically, it's for security features and for scalability, for having one image for multiple systems. Okay, so we're back to Bazzite. Bazzite is built on the UBlue OS main and UBlue OS/Nvidia using Fedora technology, which means expanded hardware support and built-in drivers are included. Additionally, Bazzite adds the following features. It's the long read, so I'm going to skip all over this. And if you want to look at it yourself and download this operating system, github.com ublue-os/Bazzite, Bazzite. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put it in a VM first. And then I'm going to take a spare hard drive and I'm going to install it on my main system and record from there. So we'll be back in a couple of seconds into the VM. All right, we got VirtualBox back up and running again. So yeah, one of the packages for it, or the dependencies rather, for some reason wasn't working right. So I had to completely uninstall it, purge it, and then reinstall it with everything. Guest edition, all that good stuff. All right, click on new. Bazzite. And we're Linux, Fedora, 64-bit. Click next. We're just going to give it. The minimum requirements for this thing is 4 gigabytes of RAM. When I get to the point, I'll show you why I wanted to try this out specifically, and why I think a lot of you out there should too, for the more experienced Linux users. For those that are new and not really experienced, follow along, watch. Pretty cool and creative how they did this. I think it's pretty slick. Oop. I didn't watch any of what I did. Okay. Next. I'm gonna give it, requires 32 megabytes or high or more for hard drive. I'm just gonna leave it there. Wait. Oh, this is just gonna be a VM, so I can just drop it down. Oh wait. And let's give it 70, just to be on the safe side, because I just remember something. Well, 80. Because I tried this out once already, and I ran into some issues because I didn't give it enough. Didn't give it enough room. Click on settings, system, processor. Give it 2. Motherboard. Don't need EFI if I remember correctly. Play. Do it everything you got. Enable 3D acceleration, storage, empty, live CD, DVD. And you are going to need a live internet connection for the installation of this. It is a must. You can't do this without it. So we're going to go download. Oh, I've already downloaded it once. So we'll go with the newer one, because it was probably updated. I deleted the other one out and re-downloaded it. Apparently, I didn't think I still had the ISO on here. I started on this before I got sick again. Okay, so audio, good, network, good, USB 2.0. This thing doesn't have 3.0. Yeah, I'm stuck with 2.0 on this thing. I really need to get a new PC, but I can't afford it. Can't afford anything. I can barely afford the parts for that car. For my expedition, which I'm only third of the way fixing. Okay, click on start. Oop. And my window went over there. Stop the timer. Close this out. Full screen. Switch. All right. Now, if you can see this, it says install UBlue OS Bazzite. That's a basic one for that you want to choose for shoot. Radeon graphics. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Hello. And here, Bazzite deck. Bazzite Gnome. AMD. Radeon. This is for the Steam Deck. That's for standard KDE. That's standard KDE right there too. On the first one, deck Gnome. If you want to use the Gnome desktop on your Steam Deck there. And for the rest of us who have Nvidia on our PCs, the heretics of the Linux community, you want to choose this one. And there's some other ones down here. Bazzite, Gnome, Nvidia. I'm going to try the Nvidia one this time for Gnome. First one's KDE, second one's Gnome. Excuse me. They have support for Asus Nvidia, Gnome Asus Nvidia, Ally Gnome, and Framework. So I'm going to go with the Gnome Nvidia. But I got to go up to here because this is the VM. Now, you're not going to see this part, but when I choose this, I can't capture. I don't have a screen capture device. So I'm going to have to do it this way. This way I'm doing it, installing it in a VM, and then after I get it installed in my system, I'll just leave it right there in the VM right there and then move to the system. So click enter. Install Bazzite Gnome, latest Bazzite Gnome. Yep. Enter. Basics graphics mode because it's in a VM, obviously. All right, we'll go ahead and pause this while this thing populates, and this will take a while. I installed it and it took 40 minutes with my system, and my internet connection is no slouch now. I have, geez, I forget how many megabyte download speed. It's like 400 megabytes download. So, yeah, just my system. I got an old system for an old fart. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and we'll be back when it's loaded in. Okay, we're back. What we want to do is, if you're English, leave it in English. If not, search for what you need. Search for the keyboard layout. Click continue. Okay. They recommend do not set the root account. So what we want to do is set up our keyboard, which I thought we already did. English. I want to double click on that. Click done. Language support, time and date. New York City. Or the City of Angels. And we're done. Installation. Double click on that. Click done. All right. User creation. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is Fedora's installer, the Anaconda installer. So, all right. Steve. I can't remember if it's going to let me do my usual simple secure password. Password is too short. You will have to press done twice to confirm it. Okay. I'll do it. I'm game. All right. Begin installation. And it's creating partitions on the drive and writing the file system. And when this is done, or if anything pops up that I don't remember, we'll be right back. Okay, it's ready to reboot. It's 14 minutes into this. So it took about 25 minutes to get to this point, I think. Somewhere in there. All right, let's go ahead and reboot it. We'll go ahead and pause this until it boots. Okay, hit enter. It should boot. There we go. Go ahead and pause this one more time. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, we're going to pause it until she gets on the desktop. Updating the Intram FS. Please wait. This might take a while. Grab yourself a pot of coffee when you install this. You're gonna need it. Okay, let's log in. And we're doing the Gnome desktop on this one. Again, just a reminder. Myself. It's been a while. Oh, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. Not installation, but it's been an hour and 20 minutes altogether. Half of that just me fuddling around. There we go. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. And I'll see you next on the desktop. Inside the machine on bare metal. Well, not inside the machine. It'll be inside the machine. I won't be. I'm too old for that. Oh, man. And one quick thing for those of you who are thinking about installing this and giving it a try, go to Balana Etcher, or excuse me, etcher.balana.io /download-etcher. And click on download. It'll send you down to the bottom. From Windows, top three are for you. Mac OS, the middle one, and Linux is bottom two for 64-bit and 32-bit app image. And I've already downloaded it. So we're going to flash it from the file. Use this one because it's the newest one. Select target. Make sure it's not your main hard drive. Why does it say I have two plugged in? I don't. So we'll click on this one and we'll try it. Usually it just shows up as one, but right now it's showing up as two. USB SD drive. I don't have an SD drive. That's interesting. Okay. And you got to put in your password. Authenticate. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Yeah, you just follow the instructions on this. It's just pretty much in the beginning. You want to make sure you get your selected drive selected correctly. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. Okay, she's done. Close this out. Open up my file. And okay. Should be done. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and hopefully in the next part of this video, fresh install on bare metal on my main driver with a 250 gig mechanical hard drive. It's not going to be the fastest. I don't want to use my SSD because then I'd have to resize it and risk losing everything. So maybe I should redo it anyways. Maybe later. Okay, before we switch over to the next part, we're still on the VM. One thing I forgot to tell you, this is going to pop up on startup, and this is where you get all the goodies at. Add input group to current user, install game mode, Sunshine, a shell hosted game stream host for Moonlight, Open Razor, Open Tablet Driver, Oversteer for controllers, so gaming controllers for driving, that kind of stuff. Solar application control Logitech mice, utility configure. Man, here we go. Can't talk right now. Configurator for wooting keyboards, Resilio Sync, all the other good tools. Now I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to switch it over and go ahead. I'm going to install everything and then I'll run through everything. Oh man, that took a while. I went to bed about 2 o'clock when I finished off the VM part of this video, and yeah, it's a hands-on installation. So instead of like a pot of coffee, you're gonna need a couple of pots of coffee. I finally got it fully installed and updated around 11 a.m. this morning. It's oh shoot, I don't even know what time it is right now. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, 3:07 local time here over on the West Coast. Yeah. It took a while for everything to install. You need UEFI enabled on your BIOS to get this to boot back up correctly. Now, luckily, with my system, I have it set that when I have multiple drives connected, it'll give me the list of which one I want to choose. Now, without that, it will not boot. And that's because I'm a dumbass and I forgot to enable the UEFI. So it automatically would boot the operating system. And as for it being slow, 50% of it's because it's on a mechanical hard drive. And the rest I'm not sure about. It could just be that my system is so defunct, so old that it's getting hard. It's getting to the point where it can't run Gnome really well. Anywho, with that being said, excuse me, welcome to Bazzite Linux on bare metal and with Nvidia. With the Nvidia drivers installed. Okay, so what we're going to do is type NV. And now I went ahead and installed everything. And in the earlier part of the video, when it boots up the first time, it'll do a pop-up on what you want to install. If you click on each item, each section, it will give you a list of programs that you know, whether or not you want to install them or not. You just tick it or untick it. Pretty straightforward. Now, me being a heretic Nvidia user, it gave me NVTop. So we're going to go and click on that. And this is what NVTop looks like. And I got a little ahead of myself and the extensions and stuff and turned some stuff on I should have waited for, but I couldn't resist this. I'm addicted to that. Oh man. Anyways, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, PCIe Gen 2. It's actually Gen 3, but it sees it as Gen 2 because my system's old. RX 650 megabytes, TX 800. Yeah, it's jump up and down. GPU 1771 megahertz, memory 3504 megahertz, temp is 55C, fan is 0. I don't know why, and I haven't looked into this ever, but on Wayland, type in, get my Nvidia app back open here. I have all these options on Xorg. On Wayland, I only have like 6 options. For some reason right now I can't even, maybe I'll do it this time. Nope. Yeah. I bet that has to do with cool bits. I bet it's set for 12 instead of 16. If I set it for 16, I can overclock it from here, from the app, instead of green with envy. If I overclock with green with envy, I still have to have it set for 16 in order to do this. At least I think it's a cool bit 16. Maybe it's 12. Now I'll have to go back and relook. Dang it. Anyways, I'm always second guessing myself. Anywho, this is what it looks like for Nvidia with green with envy. You can set the wattage, the power limit, enforce, default, maximum, graphic clocking, how much you want to overclock, all this good stuff here. And on here, you can set your fan curve, do custom, and if you look at that, that's the fan curve for it. So we're at 58, which means the fan should be running now. If this is all set up correctly for this, probably not. Fan is set at 0%. So yeah, I have to go in there and set cool bits, which is no big deal. Most of the problems I've been having with this thing is performance. That's mostly because of my machine. It took a long time for this thing to install, a long time for the updates. Installation, I think overall 45 minutes through the internet, and I don't have a slow connection. Let me tell you. Maybe it's server side. Maybe it's a combination of server side, congestion, but it was faster than doing it in a VM. I definitely was faster than doing it in a VM. What else? Let's go take a look at some of the apps. Now I installed everything except for a couple of things I know I definitely did not need because my system doesn't have it. Yeah, let's show you the app here. It's dang it. It's called the Bazzite portal. I can get my tongue untied. Click on that. And here in a couple seconds, there we go. And you click next. This gives you all the options, what you want to install. I've already installed all these. Can't get past it, but it'll give you other categories to install software and stuff like that. Definitely need to do your updates first and then go to this. And you won't have as many problems as I did. Like every Linux YouTuber out there always tells you that's worth anything, always do your updates first. Because there's always updates. That way you get the latest packages and everything for your programs that you already have installed. Because if you go and add stuff, the things might get broken. I've had things break because I didn't install it or update it first. But all right, let's get past that. Since this is the Gnome desktop, you got your app grid, files, Steam, Lutris, which is installed now. Mission Center. Let's click on that. Let's close out this first, though. And it's going to populate. All right. Takes a minute. Okay, you got your CPU, memory, disk 1. And yeah, I have to leave that USB drive in here because I didn't do the UEFI. I mean, after it's all loaded, I can take it out. But yeah, it has to be in there. It has to trick my system into doing it because they recommend you only have one hard drive for this installation. Now you can hook up the other hard drives after the installation and, set the pass on it because potential data loss, and I totally agree with that because I've actually had that happen to me twice. Not with this distribution, but with other distributions in the past. Wiped out my storage drive and other operating systems. But anyways, CPU, memory, disk 0, disk 1. SDB is the USB. SDA is the hard drive, obviously. Ethernet. NPFS0. It's reporting as 4 on this one, while Ubuntu reports that as 3. I don't know the difference between the two. Then other, Tailscale, and GPU. I like this. I like this. I like the way what they did with this thing. There was a movie that I watched. Was let's see if you guys can. It's a quote from a movie. Let's see if you guys not like it. Let's see if you guys know what this quote's from. I like what you're selling, lady. Okay, now I'm just being weird. I was gonna say mister, but the actual quote's lady. If you know what movie that's from, comment down below. Okay, let's close this back out. Get the programs back. I found this background online and I just had to do it. And also, extensions. Let's get the extensions going. I also installed, which I did not know, Gnome had for an extension. Let's see, where is it? For some reason, game mod is messed up. I'll have to look into that. The Hanabi extension. Turn that on. And then your video is supposed to start playing. There it goes. Get this out of the way. Live desktop environment. That tickles my inside right there. I like that. Okay, let's close this. Turn Hanabi back off. It just takes up too many resources on this desktop environment. Now, if I had like XFCE and that installed on there, then yeah, I'd definitely but I don't know if XFCE has anything like this. I know there's a program that you can install that does it, but then you got to go configure it. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. All right, there's all your extensions. Some of these I've already installed myself. Compiz effects, blur my shell. The Hanabi extension. Tweak tool and just perfection. Tweak tool to customize Gnome shell, change the behavior, and disable UI elements. If you wanted that in there, launch new instance. Always launch a new instance when clicking in the dash or the application view. This extension is part of the classic mode and officially supported by Gnome. If you click back up here, prompt pods. For those of you have that, have Podman, have a Podman account. Extensions manager, which I already showed you. And then system update and about my system. Fedora Linux 39.2, blah, 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 blah. Bazzite Gnome. Hardware model, Dell Incorporated Optiplex 390. Intel quad-core i5 2400. Memory 8 gigabytes. Disk capacity 250 gigabytes. And that's the mechanical one side. That's why it's running slower than it should. Plus, I think about 10% on load up. But I don't know for sure. And I had to go to the Windows X11 because it didn't have all the functionality for my Nvidia card on Wayland. Wish those guys would hurry up and get that going. I'd switch as soon as they get the performance issues for gaming and that. All the extra functions and everything that'll come with the Nvidia drivers. Or maybe get the open source Nvidia drivers. Those are coming to fruition now. Hopefully one of the two comes around soon. Because I don't like not using Wayland. I mean, I have nothing against it except there's some deal breakers involved. As soon as I get those deal breakers ironed out, I'm all for it. Okay. And you got network, Bluetooth, appearance, notifications, search, multitasking. Set your hot corners, active screen edge, workspaces, fixed number, automatic, dynamic. Obviously, apps. And this shows all the apps that I installed. Because of all the options, I just unclicked a few of them that I know I didn't need. And there is a lot of them. I bloated the hell out of this thing by doing that. It's another reason why it took so long to install and update. So that part's on me. Online accounts. Privacy. Control camera access. Okay. Online accounts. Got the usual suspects. Enterprise login. I'll have to look into that. Not sure what that is. Sharing. You turn file sharing, remote desktop, media sharing, and remote login. Since I'm on X11, that makes it a lot easier. On Wayland, you have to click on share, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not a Wayland guy yet. Sound. Obviously, got all that right there. Got your power. I turned everything off so it doesn't go to sleep and or black screen my displays. Mouse. Skipped one, displays. Now you can leave them separate. Join as one big huge desktop. I installed the hybrid graphics because I'm going to try out both my Nvidia and my Intel graphics on here. Use the Intel graphics themselves for like desktop and day-to-day use, and then switch over to the Nvidia for gaming. If I can figure out how to use that. I haven't done that yet either. Hybrid graphics is kind of new. So It's been coming around the last couple of years. It's been worked on. Before then, it was a nightmare to get to work. Mouse and touchpad. Here's your gestures. And the reason I chose Gnome over KDE, and you can get either or, is because Gnome gestures. Now, if you go to online and look up, oh shoot, now I'm forgetting his name of that channel now too. God, Nick's channel. Everybody knows, and everybody in the community knows who Nick is. For some reason, the name of his channel just went right over my head. Now I watch his channel and he gets a lot of things right. Some things, but occasionally that's few and far between. I like his style. I like what he does. With his channel, he's really good. With that being said, I always look at people like that and take their advice and their opinions, and he's pretty much, the reason he likes Gnome is because of the gestures on it. Because the gestures on it are, honestly, in my opinion, and this isn't Nick's opinion. You'll have to go watch his channel to get his opinion on it. But Gnome gestures for mobile, like laptops, pads, and that kind of stuff, way better than KDE's. Moving right along to the keyboard. You can set your keyboard, you can set your printers. I do have a network printer, but I'm not going to set that up on this. Removable media. Oh, and in the earlier segment, I think, with the VM, I think it was showing my, oh yeah, now I remember what it was. It's been almost 24 hours since I started this video. It was showing 2 external drives, and one of those was my camera. I thought it was something weird with the way it was registering the USB drive I got plugged in, but nope. It was my camera. If I would have chose that thing, it would have lost all the videos on there. Okay, removable media, color. That's for your monitors, regional language. If it'll open, yeah. That right there, that little lag right there, that's performance due to this being a mechanical hard drive. You can tell the difference between software performance and hardware limitations. Got accessibility, seeing, hearing, typing, pointing, clicking, zoom. You got your users, default apps. Brave is my default one. Wow, I didn't. Well, that's weird. Let's do Libre Wolf as the default. Mail Vivaldi. I did not install Thunderbird or LibreOffice. Too much bloat. Calendar shows Thunderbird. Huh. Well, it installed the Thunderbird calendar on there for me. Let's do calendar. All right, let's try this. Sorry, I'm getting off subject here. Doesn't do anything. Unless I have to restart the shell. Not the shell, but the my session. Date and time. And this is both hardware and software right there. Had a little extra lag in it. Date and time, and then about. All right, let's go back to the programs here. Super key to get that to open. And app image, contacts, weather, clocks, maps, outdoor, barrier, Bitwarden if you want it, calculator, Blender, Bootswain, settings, boiler. That's a gaming launcher for Linux. I think it's an all-in-one. I think it imports everything. I've used it before. I really don't use it that much though. Yeah. Yeah, import games. You can import your wine games, Proton, all that good stuff into here. Come on, close back out. Okay, we'll just minimize you then. There it goes. All right. Bottles for Windows applications. For those of you who are new, close this out. I'm not going to show you how to use it. That's another video unto itself. Box Buddy. And you can install different distro base installations in there. But I'm not going to mess around with that right now. Oh, Arch has been up and running. How do you kill it? Okay. Well, I'm not going to get into that either. It does work. Programs. Got a Brave browser calendar. January 26th. Calibre. That's an ebook server. For those of you that don't know, you're into books and manga and PDFs and all that good stuff. This thing, you import your books, turn it on, and you can remotely connect and download, upload, and read all your books that are stored on your main system. See home, Steve Calibre library. Next, this I have this on that old 32-bit server that I had to disconnect because it seems like the motherboard is starting to go out. Anywho, we'll close this back out. Okay, go back to programs. Celluloid for your videos. Yeah, this distribution opened up Calibre. That's funny. Oh, well, I wasn't done with the installation. But yeah, this is what the Calibre library book server looks like. Close it back out. This is your video player for this distribution, celluloid. Let's do this. There we go. Out of the way. Go to downloads. There we go. Has to think about it. That's the live desktop environment. Live wallpaper I got. Okay, and the file manager is, of course, standard file manager for Gnome. Yeah, recent start, home documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, and trash. Your drive mounts are over here. Other locations. Windows Network if you got that hooked up, which has not been turned on yet. That's why I'm getting an error. Containers, pods, Arch, so this dark table for your pictures. Come on now. I really should be doing this on my SSD. You gonna open? Sometimes some of these programs take a minute or two to open. See, dark table's right there. Open it. Oh, there we go. It opened up on my other screen. There we go. Here's Darktable. You can import. There's your collections, collection filters, image information, all the good stuff. Moving right along. Decomp editor, Discord, document viewer, ebook editor, ebook viewer, easy effects for Pipewire, Fedora media writer, games, excuse me. Excuse me again. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, I did. I chose to download a bunch of emulators and games on here. Sonic Robo Blast Kart 2. Sonic Robo Blast 2. Super Tux. Super Tux Kart. Oversteer. Yeah, there's a bunch of games in here. And emulators. There's Itch for, there's your Itch launcher for itch.io. Retro Deck Configurator. CMU, ScumBM. MGBA for Game Boy. Dolphin Emulator. OSUI. DOSBox. PP, SSPP. SNES 9X. And Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart. And Hero King Blocker. Okay. Gaming utilities. Proton Tricks. Discover, overlay, configure. Proton Plus, go overlay. ROM properties and input remapper. That's for inputting, remapping your keyboard to your controller. For those of you that don't know that. GIMP, Google Chrome, which I'll install later. Gradients, which is another video, not video, but picture editor. And with Envy for the Nvidia GPU, image viewer, Inkscape, James DSP. That I don't know. Click on that and see what it does. Might take a minute for it to load. Okay, moving right along. It'll load eventually. Oh, there we go. Thank you for installing this app. However, before you can begin playing around with James DSP for Linux, we'll need to make some adjustments in order to ensure the best possible experience to JDSP. Next. Run in background. Why not? That's it. You're good to go. You can choose any choice of the main settings. Check it in further customization options. Just our Telegram. Visit our Telegram community for support and updates. Close. Oh, cool. It's a audio program. I'll have to check that out later fully. Sound positioning, reverb, equalizer, convolver, DDC, live program, live prog, excuse me, graphic IQ, EQ. Cool. Settings. Doesn't look like it has a dark mode. Oh well. Looks like a handy little program. Like I said, I'll check that one out later. Where were we? James DSP, Joplin. We got Caden Live for your video editing, open source video editing. You get that on Linux and Windows. KeePass XC, Krita. It's a drawing program. I've used it a couple of times. I don't know a lot about it. A lot of artists use it, and I've seen the work that come out of there, and man, I don't know the talent for that. Seriously lacking in that department. And LibreWolf for web browser, LRF viewer, Data Center, Microsoft Edge. I chose to install all of them, all the browsers. Mission Center, we've already seen that. Mumble, I do not. Okay, hello, Joplin just opened up. Welcome to Joplin. Joplin is a free open source note-taking and to-do application, which helps you write and organize your notes and synchronize them between your devices. I'll have to install it on my little stream book over there. If Peppermint OS has it. Oh, Mumble is a audio wizard. Man, this thing's got access to all the good toys, don't it? I remember hearing about Joplin. I've never tried it. I'll try that later. And Mumble, audio tuning wizard. This is the audio tuning wizard for Mumble. This will help you correctly set the input levels for your sound card and also set the correct parameters. Blah, blah, blah. Let's cancel out on that. Cancel. Hopefully this doesn't mess my audio up. Close that out because it just popped over there. Close that out over there. Man, a bunch of pop-up windows on that one. Okay, where were we? Mumble. Nvidia X server. Obsidian. I wanted to check this one out too. I think I've used this before. There's a lot of programs I've tried and never went back to because I really didn't have a use case for them. Some of these programs I've forgotten about and now have a use case for. Okay, Obsidian. Is what? I don't think I've used it before. Well, it creates bolts. Quick start. And it popped up another one over there. Get back here. No file is open. Where's about? Question. Help. Help me. Okay, what do we got? Sandbox fault. Play around and experiment with various features. Please note your changes will not be saved. Read the official help documentation of Obsidian. I'm not sure what it does. If you know what it does, leave a comment down below. Another program I'll have to check out. See if I can use it, or if I have a use case for it. Lighter? Lighter's another player, obviously. Come on. There we go. Locked up for a second. Peek up backup tools for backing up your operating system and or sections of your operating system that you want to back up, obviously. I chose only Office over LibreOffice because it's smaller in size. Open tablet driver. We got tablets, Opera for web browsing. Pika Backup, Pin App. Planify. Qubit Torrent Resources. Save desktop. Oh, I always mess this one up. SourcePi? Or SourcePi? Source Crappy. It's actually pronounced SourcePi. I just figured that one out. Slack, Solar, and Fedora. I think it keeps popping up. Spotify Center Notes, Strawberry, which is a audio program for like setting creator name, date, notes on it, copyright information. And I believe, memory serves me, you can do more than that with it. You can play it, and obviously you can play it, but I don't have any audio on here, so close that back out. Sync thingy, obviously for syncing between systems. TeamSpeak, which is like Zoom. Tenacity is a open source fork of Audacity, and then text editor. Thunderbird, I told it not to install Thunderbird. It did it anyways. Tidal, Hi-Fi with audio program. Vivaldi, web browser. VLC, media player. Waydroid. Utility Leaker. And Zernal++. And that's all the programs I chose to install, minus the Thunderbird. Thought I told it not to install that one, but maybe I did. Okay, that's it for part 1 on YouTube. Rumble, you're going to get the whole enchilada all together, streamed first, and then It'll be broken down over on my YouTube channel into 2, maybe 3 parts, because this first part's already at 46 plus minutes. So see you in part 2, YouTube.